Donald Trump has had a very bad day. And this is a guy who is in serious cognitive decline. I say this all the time. We have a cognitively declining narcissist running around the world right now as we speak, talking about how amazing he is, how great he is at everything, how rich he is, how inflation is zero and everybody is living the best life ever, completely detached from reality. And if there is any problems, it's rigged against him. The 2020 election was rigged. The 2028 election will be rigged. Anything that's negative about me is rigged. I'm the best ever. I'm super orange. I have bruises all over my hands. My ankles are swelling. I'm getting MRIs at Walter Reed, but don't worry about it. I'm in great health. And I want to walk through a few things today because today Donald Trump got eviscerated, frankly, by Toyota. Donald Trump has been talking a lot about these investments coming into the United States, and he often just throws random numbers out there. One day we'll hear that $8 trillion has been invested, then 7 trillion, then 10 trillion, then 12 trillion, then 18 trillion. It just bounces all the time, and we never get any math for any of these investments. It's actually insane that more people don't talk about it. I posted a video on my TikTok about this one time. I just took a month, and I went back and I researched what numbers are being said for investments coming into the United States. And it's crazy to watch, like, one day Caroline Levitt be like, there's 8 trillion. Then the next day Donald Trump says 12 trillion. Then like 2 days after that, Donald Trump says 9 trillion again. And then it's 20 trillion. It's crazy. With that being said, I want to walk you through some videos recently that we've gotten from Donald Trump's trip in Asia of this dude in clear cognitive decline. Let's start here with him talking about all the investments coming into the United States. And in fact, Toyota is about to invest tons of money. Take a look.
So many successful meetings, and so many meetings great for our country, with literally hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars have come into our country over the last 4 days, represented by this meeting. But trillions of dollars, where Toyota is going to build plants, $10 billion worth of plants, and I could go over so many different companies coming in. They're pouring money into the United States. So beyond even this meeting, this was an unbelievable trip, and I hope you're glad you were a part of it. It was big.
Right. So are we ever going to get any math for any of those trillions, hundreds of billions, hundreds of trillions, just whatever? Are we ever going to get any math for any of these numbers? No. But again, that was Donald Trump in the last 24 hours. And Toyota comes out and says, based off that clip, Toyota says it did not explicitly promise Trump new $10 billion investment in the United States. Japan's Toyota Motor did not explicitly promise a new $10 billion investment in the United States, a senior executive said on Wednesday, a day after Donald Trump mentioned a potential investment of that size. If it couldn't be any more clear that he's just making shit up, there it is. He's like, oh, they're bringing $10 billion. They promised me. No, he didn't. Does he think that they promised? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Does he think that they promised him that? Or is he knowingly lying? Both are really bad for different reasons. But what type of cognitive decline is the oldest president of the United States in? Let's take a look at this next clip, also just in the last 24 to 48 hours, when he's talking to the press. Tell me if this makes sense.
Last night, I met with Mr. Toyota, and we had an amazing meeting. I said, what's your name? Toyota. I said, you're rich. And he's going to invest, think of this, $10 billion in the United States to build manufacturing plants. They'll build their cars with American workers, largely. They have the right to send some experts. But they're going to be building cars in the United States. So
okay, so there's that claim again, $10 billion, that Toyota comes out and says, that's not true. Just repeating baseless claims. But the beginning of that, like, what? This is the president of the United States. I called him. I said, hello, sir. What's your name? Toyota. Wow, you're very rich. What are you talking about right now? What are you rambling on? I'm so convinced people who like Donald Trump, I say this all the time, don't listen to him. There's no way. If you turn on this guy for 20 minutes, I've watched full Trump speeches, which, I just sit there and I'm convinced. I'm like, there's no way people are listening to this and liking it. It's inconceivable. If you remember a bit ago, Donald Trump got Albania and Azerbaijan mixed up at some press conference he was giving. If you remember, And if you remember just a bit ago, Donald Trump got Albania and Azerbaijan mixed up. He's actually done this a few times. He'll go on these crazy, rambling, like nonsensical ordeals, if you may, about ending wars. I've ended 8 wars, 9 wars, 10 wars. Just, again, no math to show, not showing your work, just saying it. But he often says that he ended this war in Azerbaijan, and he's consistently, I think, trying to say Albania. We actually saw this clip of world leaders making fun of him for it. In this video is French President Emmanuel Macron and the leaders of Albania and Azerbaijan. Take a look.
You should make an apology to us, because you didn't congratulate us for the peace deal that President Trump made between Albania and Azerbaijan.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah. So, and you worked very hard. You worked very hard. We had 500.
So if you heard there, he's saying you should apologize to us because you didn't congratulate us on this peace deal that was done by President Trump. They're making fun of him. They're mocking him because Albania and Azerbaijan are very far away from each other. There's no peace deal. There's no war going on between these two countries. Well, just in the last 24 hours, Donald Trump appears to do it again. Take a look.
It's we saved millions and millions of lives with all of them. Azerbaijan. If you look at just take a look at that one. That was going on for, I think, 38 years, right? And President Putin called me. He said, "It's amazing. It's amazing. We couldn't get that war stopped. 38 years it went on. Millions of people killed, and we got it done." And the two countries came in, and they were in the White House, and they started off here, and they got closer, 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 closer. After an hour, they were hugging each other in peace. It was amazing, actually. It was beautiful to see two very good countries, two very good leaders.
He's trying to reference Albania in the beginning of that clip, not Azerbaijan. And again, so insane to me because I had to dig to find this, just reviewing Trump's, last few days. If Biden ever dared do something like this, we would be able to look at the Fox News building in like New York City, and smoke would be coming out at the top of it. You could smell it on the streets like there's a fire burning. Oh my God, what's going on? Oh no, don't worry. Their cameras are overheating. Their servers are getting too hot, their laptops, because they've been running 24/7 nonstop coverage on Joe Biden's mishandling of words. But Donald Trump does this all the time. Just Azerbaijan here, Albania here. I solve wars all over the place, and no one cares. Crazy. Insane. Also talking recently about the AI bubble. NVIDIA becoming the first $5 trillion company ever, making up 8% of the S&P 500, which is the most any company has made up of the S&P 500 since the 1970s. NVIDIA now worth more than most nations' GDPs. So is it a bubble? Probably. Well, Donald Trump was asked about it. This was his response.
Sir, can I ask you what's the AI problem?
That's what some of us say, that some investments
There's no
are
problem.
overreacting.
Everybody wants AI because it's the new internet, it's the new everything. It's one of the biggest things anyone's ever seen. So everyone wants it. Yeah, I mean, the only problem is if you don't get it. In order to get it, you have to be able to produce tremendous amounts of electricity. And we're allowing them to produce and make their own electricity. This way, they don't have to rely on government. And by the way, they're making electric plants that are so sophisticated and so incredible, so much beyond, that companies that make and service electricity, the Con Edison, all the different companies that do that and do it well, but they've never seen anything like what's happening. It's almost a revolution in the making of electricity, the level of sophistication.
I mean, it's like so much of that is nonsensical, grammatically incorrect, a rambling mess. Everyone wants AI. It's great. It does that. It's the new internet. And it's funny because I don't know if you remember, it feels like so long ago, but the White House stopped releasing transcripts, stopped giving transcripts to the media. Everything is video now for the president of the United States, not the vice president. If J.D. Vance speaks, they will give a written transcript. And every White House, every administration practically that I'm aware of in modern American history, has provided transcripts to the media. Hey, you have the video, here's everything written down. And that's important because if the press says, oh, the president said this, they have a written transcript. No. I think, maybe he or she stumbled over. Maybe they did stumble over their words, or maybe people just are mishearing. So we have the transcript to back up what they're saying. That was why this was so important, but now it doesn't exist. I wonder why. Because when you read what Donald Trump is saying, it's like it was spoken aloud by a third grader, because that's how he speaks. Before we wrap up here, I want to remind people that Donald Trump is doing all this, running around the world like a crazy person, and is also bragging about how smart he is. Take a look at this clip.
They have Jasmine Crockett, a low IQ person. They have AOC's low IQ. You give her an IQ test, have her pass like the exams that I decided to take when I was at Walter Reed. Those are very hard, they're really aptitude tests, I guess, in a certain way, but they're cognitive tests. Let AOC go against Trump. Let Jasmine go against Trump. I don't think Jasmine, the first couple of questions are easy. A tiger, an elephant, a giraffe, When you get up to about 5 or 6, and then when you get up to 10 and 20 and 25, they couldn't come close to answering any of those questions.
Donald Trump there bragging about taking this test at Walter Reed Hospital recently, where I remind you, he also got an MRI. That was the best MRI anyone's ever seen. We all get MRIs when we go to the doctor for a checkup. The MOCA, or as a follower told me recently, which I very much appreciate, I believe this is pronounced MOCA, which shows potential signs of dementia or Alzheimer's. The President of the United States believes that he took an IQ test recently at Walter Reed, and he took a test for dementia. That's where we're at. Where we're at in this country. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. I'd appreciate a lot if you hit like and subscribe on this video. It goes such a long way. You guys are all the best. I hope you have a safe weekend. Have some fun, and I will see you in the next video.